Hi everyone, I'm Regan. Welcome to my Summary of Learning. There aren't many places I can reinvent myself as a cartoon character, so why not here? I can't talk about everything I learned, so I'm going to share with you what I consider my big rocks for this course: digital citizenship and media literacy. When it comes down to it, I think we answered 3 similar questions for each of these topics, although the answers and the exploration of the topics were really different. Let's have a look in a little more depth. So what does it mean to be a digital citizen? We learned about Mike Ribble's 9 elements: digital access, commerce, communication, literacy, etiquette, law, rights and responsibilities, health and wellness, and security. Each of these are important aspects of life online that we must teach our students about. There are lots of opportunities to do this in engaging ways. David White's ideas on citizenship and identity stuck with me as well. For digital visitors, the web is only a tool and they leave little or no trace of themselves. Residents live part of their lives online and do leave a social trace. Most are somewhere in between. Teachers have to support students regardless of where we reside. Next question: how do we approach digital identity? I learned about 3 areas of digital identity: having multiple online identities, appropriate digital etiquette and behavior, and personal versus professional identity. Many people have more than one online identity, especially teens. They may post or share differently depending on who their audience is and not realize the implications. Students may not be mature enough to make smart, positive online choices rather than setting up multiple identities. We can help them learn how to do this. The topic of digital etiquette covered a lot, from online shaming and catfishing to inappropriate selfies and doxing. Do students know what's appropriate online behavior? Students need to protect themselves as well as practicing proper online etiquette in their own behaviors, as we all do. Finally, although always cautious, I learned even more about the fine or non-existent line between professional and personal online identities. Maybe this exists to some degree for everyone, but for teachers in particular, it's a cautionary tale. What role do schools play in teaching digital citizenship? The document Digital Citizenship Education in Saskatchewan Schools groups Ribble's elements into 3 areas to focus on with students: respect, educate, and protect. Students need a safe space to learn and practice positive digital citizenship. Even adults have trouble with the gray areas, so imagine how our students feel. One-off lessons don't cut it. Integrate this learning into all curriculum. Our next big rock is media literacy. What does it mean to be media literate? Big topic, but a few concepts from our class include that it's more than just reading and writing media, but thinking about it critically. Being able to deconstruct media and ask deep questions to understand messages and create subtext. The ability to identify various types of media and their purposes. Pull in 6 C's: character education, citizenship, collaboration, communication, creativity, and critical thinking. And understanding filter bubbles, the awareness that algorithms and filters decide what we see online, and being skeptical of that. Next question: how do we approach new literacy challenges in a digital fake news world? Today's students are exposed to more misinformation and fake news than ever before. They may lack the literacy skills to distinguish fact from fiction and credible information and sources from those that aren't. As the web gets more sophisticated, the literacy skills needed are more complex. Students need to be skeptical. Don't assume what they see is real or what they believe is true. Fact-check using sites like Snopes and FactScan to do what fact-checkers do. Read laterally, going to different sources to see what they're saying about the topic, and use critical thinking skills, asking good questions about the information and the message. My last question: what role do schools play in teaching media and digital literacy? Students need to be taught not only to access media, but to analyze it, evaluate it, and also produce it. Media literacy is now a basic skill we need to teach, and we have to go beyond print literacy. In addition to the skills I mentioned with fake news, schools have to make instruction multidisciplinary. We have to teach about media, not just with it, and focus on how to ask questions. Digital citizenship and media literacy were our big topics in EC&I 832, and the questions I've discussed were a huge part of my learning this term. Thank you for being on this journey with me and for sharing in my summary of learning.